Hi guys, so I lost the clip that I used to put my microphone right here, but anyways, I will talk with holding, right? So, I've been working on cruise ships for over 9 years now, and I decided, you know what, let me give you the breakdown of how I save money, or how you can also save money while you're working on board, because it's a commitment and you don't want to waste your money while you are on board, because you work so hard for that money. So you want to make sure that you save up all that money, well, the most of it, right? So I wrote down a few points, because whereas now I'm tired, I'm very tired, and I just finished my shift, so I don't want to forget anything that I want to share with you guys. So first of all, for me personally, I take advantage of the fact that I don't pay rent and I don't pay for food. So if it's not necessary for me to actually buy food, I don't buy. I save up all that money. So for example, if let's say if I'm going out to airport and I know that I'm going to get hungry, if I'm going to be outside for 2 hours or so, I always leave with a fruit or a sandwich. So it depends with your cruise line. So if that's what they allow you to do, you might as well do it. But if not, then you have to follow the guidelines of your cruise line. Okay, so like I said, yeah, I always take advantage of that. So I save that money. The money that I know that I'm going to pay bills, I will save it up. The money for food, I will save it up. So also it depends on what you want to achieve at the end of your contract, because my contract is 8 months long, and honestly I never want to go home without any money in my pocket. So that's how I save. So yeah, taking advantage of the free accommodation, and then also avoiding unnecessary shopping. I always avoid unnecessary shopping. For example, now the cruise ship that I'm on, we do the 3-day and the 4-day cruise. So that means I'm always in my uniform all the time. So I don't need to buy clothes, and my vacation is usually 2 months, and if it exceeds that means I would have asked for a longer vacation, or either I'll be having challenges with the visa issue. But otherwise the vacation is very short, so I don't need a lot of clothing, because I never wear all of them. So I don't go out too much to Walmart, TJ Maxx, all those places like Ross. So I try by all means to stay on the ship, or I can go out and take a walk but not buy anything. I can do the shopping but not buy anything. Okay, so another thing that I have done is that I have created a monthly savings plan. So for example, let's say for me, I get paid every Friday. So I know that every Friday, for example, if I got paid like $500, I know that I will take maybe $5 or $10 out of that money, maybe to pay for the internet or something like that. It depends on how much the internet costing you or where you are. I will use that money to pay for my internet. So I always have like a plan, a monthly saving plan. And then I save everything. Literally, I always save everything. I always save everything. So what was happening on my screen? I think something was showing, but anyway. And then what's the other one? Number 4, be careful with spending during port days. Budget for excursions, food, and shopping. Okay, so I remember in my first contract I went to Europe, and I did 8 months, and I did part of my 8 months in Europe, and then I also came to New York. So it was my first experience. So obviously I spent all the money outside, shopping, buying leather shoes, you name it, everything, every restaurant I would go to. But after that experience, I said I'm not going to do that anymore ever again. So I started being careful of how I spend my money. Yes. And then also I used to actually give my family members a lot of money. My family members more money, and my mom and whoever, but now I don't do it anymore. So you have to be careful how much you are sending back home, because sometimes people, they work so hard on cruise ships, and then the next day your family members back home, they have high expectations, and you cannot meet those high expectations. So the best thing is to just make sure that you limit the amount of money that you are sending back home. For me, usually, sometimes I would lie and say, oh, this week I didn't get paid, just so I can save up that money. Because if I tell them that, oh, I'm getting all that money on this day and how much, then they will always ask, and then you won't be able to save. Then I won't be able to save. And then now the other thing that I have done is that I have built an emergency fund. So back home we have what we call Old Mutual. I think it's in different countries, in a lot of different countries. So my scalp is so itchy because I need to take a shower. Like I said, I wanted to record this video now before I sleep so that I can upload it for you guys. But yeah, like I've built an emergency fund. For example, like when I go home, I always have extra cash. Yeah, what I was saying about Old Mutual, so I managed to save some money on Old Mutual, and now before I leave the ship, I always have like extra money that will last me during my whole vacation, and then also help me to prepare for coming back on the ship, because you don't want to be struggling asking people for money and all of that when you could have saved up your money on time. So it's very important that you have an emergency fund, so that when you're coming back you don't worry anyone. Like you always have a plan of what you're going to do. So number 7, this is the last one actually. Save for a specific goal. You know, every time when I come on the ship, I always have a specific goal. Well, not every time. Before, I never used to be like that. My last contract, I actually had a goal and I wanted to build a house and finish it. And then the previous one, I wanted to finish the perimeter wall, and then the other previous one I wanted to buy a house. So I managed to do all those things. So I bought the house, finished the perimeter wall, and put the solar system at home. And then after that, my last contract, I managed to extend the house and renovate it, and what they call it, some people call it flipping, right? So I managed to flip the house, and then yeah, it looks really good now, but I still need to put the ceiling and the painting, like interior design, and then also tiles and all of that. So you know, so that goal actually kept me grounded. I would say, like when I'm at work, I will know that okay, now I need to work and save this money, work and do this, because I knew I needed to buy the tiles, I needed to pay the builders, I needed to do all these things. But if I didn't have a goal, I wasn't going to achieve owning that house or buying that house. So now I do have my own house, and which is great. And this contract, I do have a goal as well, and I'm so excited about it. So it's motivating me to even work harder, to wake up in the morning and be like, you know what, I have to go to work and put myself and give myself a target. Like, this is what I want to achieve. So let me show you what I did. I think I have it here on my I wrote down all the cruises. I think not all of them actually, like 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, this is what I did. I don't know if you can see from it. So I wrote down the cruises, and then I showed like how much money I was going to get paid in that first week. I just started in a week. Well, this today makes actually 7 days, and I wrote down like, okay, this is how much I got paid, the total for the week. So now I'm going to work again for another 3 days and 4 days and calculate the total, and then I want to make sure that by the time I go home, I will have that money in my bank account. So you can also do the same, and it's not easy, but it's doable. Make sure that you do it, and limit yourself also. When it comes to the crew bar, this thing of buying a lot of people alcohol at the crew bar, no, it has to stop. So make sure that you spend your money wisely, because when you left home, of course you wanted to travel the world, but every day you're still here to make money. So focus on making money and saving up for your future plan. Okay, I love you guys. So now I'm just gonna shower and sleep, and I hope that this is a good message for you. I hope that you learned something, and please make sure that you leave a comment if you have any questions, so that I can answer you for you. I can personalize your answer. Okay, thank you so much, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night. I love you guys. Bye bye.